Again, and welcome back to Let's Play Let It Die. So, this is probably going to be just an entire episode, let's be honest. So, yeah, there's just too much to mention in terms of the Battle to the Top area, the 40 to 50 bracket. And I still haven't shown off my 6-star fighter. So, yeah. Last time we ended up reaching this exit, which, to be honest, is a feat.
To return to the waiting room, use extra strong tryptamine D extract.
Tryptamine D. Okay, so as you can see, the exit rooms will all look like this. If you want a map of the floor layout, and it looks like just by reaching a certain floor number, they'll show you all of the non-reached floors of the same height. So as you can see, like I mentioned earlier, it does look like a reverse pyramid, an upside down pyramid. The floors will widen up like this, and they'll narrow up again to a single point on the top floor. The 50th floor is in line with floor 42 and floor 41 here. So if you look at Wadachi, the 50th floor is in the middle again on top. So that'll give you an idea of exactly where you're heading. You'll be aiming for that point. Now the real trap for Battle to the Top is the right side. A lot of these floors will have an exit that is up on top. That is not the floor 50. The floor 48 and 49 exits are on the right side. Anyway, you know, if you see a map of the floor layout, it'll all become clear. So the reward for reaching the exits, and I was mentioning a minute ago, it is quite a feat to, on your first run of Battle to the Top, actually reach an exit. I think it took me a while. When they first released this expansion, it took me a while to deal with the different type of gameplay that is having every enemy on the floor be a challenge in the form of a hater, and learning how to deal with that, how to strategize around it, which items to hold on to, which items to pick up. It's just a whole different game at this point, and it took me a long time before I even reached any kind of high exit. It took me a really long time before I reached the floor 50 exit. I streamed my first few runs, if you're interested in seeing that, of Battle to the Top. And I think my first run ever failed miserably. I believe I died in the first room I entered on Wadachi. I got swarmed by 3 tough Yotsuyama haters and got my ass handed to me. Okay, so let's see what's in here. The gold chest will always have a boss metal in it. We were unlucky. It was a red metal. What you're looking for here is the purple metals. Now, the higher exit you take, the higher chance of finding a purple metal in this chest instead of a red metal. If you're very unlucky, it can even be a black metal. Now, the worst thing is you can't even use the low exits as a way of cheesing the black metal farming, because it's relatively rare to have a black metal show up in these chests. They can show up. It's usually red, and if you're lucky, purple. So the higher exit you take, the higher chance of a purple metal spawning in these gold chests, with the floor 50 gold chests being a guaranteed purple metal of 1 of 4 faction types. It could be DoD, it could be Milk. So if you're leveling up gear using purple metals, you still have just a 1 in 4 chance at floor 50 of getting the metal you want. Now, there is an area beyond floor 50, Escalator to Heaven. If you're farming purple metals, I would much highly recommend ignoring floor 40 to 50 and moving further and continuing on in Escalator to Heaven for your purple metal farming needs, because even though you have a guaranteed, yes, you have a guaranteed purple metal at floor 50, you do have to get good at reaching floor 50 consistently, and well, it's 10 floors of combat, and if you really only need the purple metal, then it really is just a waste of time to be going up there. You'll find purple metals with a much higher frequency in Escalator to Heaven, and the early Escalator to Heaven floors, floor 50 to 60, maybe even floor 50 to 65, are on par with the difficulty level of Battle to the Top here, floor 40 to 50. So yes, once you reach Escalator to Heaven, Battle to the Top should be mostly ignored, unless you want the Stamp Rally still, or you want to complete your floor layout, so you've got all the floors on your map. The only reason I'd come to this bracket of floors is for farming certain types of materials on the floor itself. Maybe carbon fiber, possibly. This is a good place to farm. I mean, Battle to the Top in general, the zone, is a good place to farm carbon fiber these days. It's a good place to farm this Joker, Ultra Pure Iron, good place for that. Special Steel, possibly. So it can, special steel can show up on the single material type metal floors. Floor 45 and floor 46 will be the most ran floors. I think most people, like you can see, this is a good exit. This is a good thing to aim for if you're getting into Battle to the Top. Just hug left, you'll get a metal type only series of floors. Actually, exactly how is it? It's mixed material Wadachi. Seiya is aluminium only. Irioka, cloth only. Otaya, metal only. Tahei, also metal only. Let's see what this guy has to say. Tryptamine. You have a Captain Yotsuyama upside down, drowning in a Tryptamine D bottle. Tryptamine D is a mysterious pickle that enables you to escape from any part of the tower. Way too overpriced to ever use. I think I've only used like 10 of them in my whole career. Access the Tryptamine server and drink a concentrated extract of the pickle to return to the waiting room. This service is free of charge. Okay, and it is. So it's a dead end, really. I believe there is no chance for the jackals to spawn here. And I realize I still haven't done my jackal episode, so I don't know how long this Let's Play is still going to take. I wanted to end at 150 episodes, but it doesn't look like we're going to be... I mean, we've already failed at doing that, so I just let it go as long as it has to. You know, there's no rush. But today will be is my last recording day, probably, to get everything done. If nothing goes wrong. Yeah, let's see. Get this this funky exit screen here. I do like that return music. It's really trippy. And your character kind of shakes off his confusion as he's just walked through an extra dimension to get back to this point. I don't remember if the regular Tryptamine D bottles will have the same effects. Now again, we have a full reward box, and we can't leave until we pick the items from the reward box again. These are all the things we sent back at the free Dustin TD. Don't know what Dustin TD stands for. What's this? Oh sweet, another dot. all this stuff, and now our inventory is full. All nice problems to have, as long as our bank isn't full. Don't want that. Too much inventory management. So, Battle to the Top is a really good way of passively farming reversal metal. I have reversal metal on a priority pickup status, and I will always pick it up when I see it drop from silver chest dropped by hardcore haters in the Battle to the Top zone. So there is that. Actually, you'll find most of the tuber metals have a good. It's good to farm them in the Battle to the Top and Escalated to Heaven. Actually, Escalated to Heaven is slightly better to farm tuber metals than Battle to the Top, because every 5 floors you either have a boss or a gauntlet, and if you get a gauntlet they have a good chance of showing up there as well. So you'll have both the gauntlets and the enemy dropped silver chests to have a probability of picking up the tuber type metals, which is great. So I pretty much never have to farm reversal tubers anymore, and I realized just a few episodes ago in this Let's Play I did an episode showing how to farm the reversals. But yeah, once you reach Battle to the Top and Escalator to Heaven, you won't have to farm reversal tubers mostly ever, unless you're already low on reversal and you're just planning to level something up that requires reversal. But yeah, I think I've dedicated like a whole episode talking about how my material priority works, how I keep like 20 of the rarest chance on drop materials. Enemy kill drop materials have a higher priority pickup for me than floor material spawns. So yeah, I think we're good to go on like another run. But first, I'm gonna purchase and show off this 6-star fighter, which we should have access to, and also we may have access to the quest to unlock more fighters. Let's have a look-see. Quest has been updated. Yeah, quest limits failed. Do we have the quests? No, it doesn't look like it. Those are events though, so I'm gonna check the difficulties over here. They've got a very special quest icon. It should be very obvious when I see it. Nope, I'm not seeing the character unlock icon. I think we may have to create a 6-star. Okay, this is a warning, and it's a warning that I should have put at the very start of my previous episode. As with all the types of fighter unlocks, be prepared for having to deal with 6-star enemy hunters, other player hunters, and 6-star Yotsuyama haters once you create your first 6-star hater. Creating your first 6-star, not hater, your first 6-star fighter will unlock the 6-star enemy fighters who will be who you will experience in the rest of the tower. Now, creating, I believe, 4 or more 6-star fighters, in other words, replacing your current tier of 5 stars with 6 stars, you will start seeing enemy haters with higher tier armor equips. Especially at the very start of Battle to the Top, this was a very noticeable difference. My first 6-star all-rounder I'd created, and all of the haters in the main tower had turned into 6-star Yotsuyama, or player hater fight. And upon killing any of them, I realized that the tier of gear they would drop was tier 4 gear plus 2 upgraded. Upon creating a couple of more 6-star fighters in my fighter freezer, I would see the enemy hater fight players and Yotsuyama haters equipped with plus 4 tier 4 gear. I don't know if that's still the case. They have relatively recently completely redone the hater system in the base tower. Now it is dependent on the grade of floor, what grade of fighter you come across, and actually it's a complete nerf to kill coin farming. Unfortunately, let's have a look at the freezer. You're dead. I don't remember if I wanted to go and kill you to get you back. What did you have on you? It looks like you've got all premium decals. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is someone I killed to show off getting them back by killing. So yeah, if I want them, I'll kill them. If you delete a fighter, you will get spliffium depending on their level. If they're a fully leveled fighter, you'll get a lot of spliffium back. If you delete a hater-fied fighter, in other words, a fighter you've let die on the floor and haven't retrieved, I believe you will get nothing for deleting these. Now, I can easily test it now because I believe this is a fighter I don't care about. So I will go ahead and check this and confirm. Boom. Nothing recovered from deleting a fighter that you have let die on the floor. Have you got anything on you that I care about in any way? Not really. My shooter, Stacy, relatively leveled up. I will remove you, just as a point of comparison. Now you lose the gear and mushrooms and whatever else they have on them with no compensation. Here we go. 100,000 spliffium rewarded. Now I think if you delete a fully leveled 6-star fighter, you'll get about 180,000 spliffium. Leveling fighters and deleting them is a strategy you can use to get spliffium, but to be honest, it's really much faster to just go do TDM. And here we have it. The I'm pressing left and right on the arrow keys, and it's cycling through my choices, my one choice. So we can only get the all-rounder. The 6-star all-rounder is available to you after defeating the floor 40 boss. Apparently, I didn't have to go to floor 41 for them to be unlocked. It seems they're just available to you the moment you defeat Taro. But then defeating Taro, you're moving to the floor 41 endgame cutscene area anyway, so maybe the act of moving to that floor 41 will unlock the all-rounder. But yeah, this is the only one you have access to at the moment, and this is a stark moving away of the game from its normal character release state. Usually you had to just reach a floor height and then you would be granted every class type, but when they released Battle to the Top, they released the we're gonna waste all your time and make you grind the entire rest of your life situation, and yeah, they gave us a slow release of different classes. The first one, all-rounder, actually there are 3 classes that are available technically the moment you reach floor 50. So the all-rounder is available once you reached floor 41. You can make him straight away, and it's a really strong class. In fact, it's slightly overpowered compared to the other classes. And then you will gain the 6-star attacker when you reach floor 50. I think you also gain access to the 6-star defender. And at that point, you'll be given... actually, I wonder when you get quests for the other fighters. Huh. Yeah, probably you have to reach floor 50. And at that point, you'll be given... They give you the quests one at a time, and most of the fighter unlock quests require you to defeat certain Forcemen on Nightmare difficulty X amount of times. I think one of them requires a Red Napalm kill ×3 on Nightmare. Another one requires 5 Black Thunder kills on Nightmare. Another still requires you to create 3 pieces of 6-star gear or 6-star stuff. The shooter specifically requires you to reach floor 50 without using Forceman gear, which is easier nowadays than it used to be. So yeah, we will only see the quest to unlock the next class once we reach floor 50. Reaching floor 50 will just be granted the striker and defender class to create as a reward for reaching floor 50, and access to our first character unlock class. Forgive me, I don't remember the order in which you unlock the classes, but I do know that they spread out the class unlock quests over the course of a few months. They weren't all available from the very beginning. So let's make this all-rounder and level him up, shall we? I hope I've got enough. Yeah, I'll just take a bit overkill, but whatever. Yeah, I hope I have the golden beasts to level him up straight away. That would be cool. Okay, here we go. Bye. I wonder what name they'll give him. So, creating our all-rounder. Go for a female this time. Yeah, rather cool. I like this. I like this one a lot for the emotes. Well, taunts really. Off he goes. Okay, Gloriana. That's a powerful name for a 6-star all-rounder. Very overpowered. They're actually, to be honest, because it was the first class we had access to, they really wanted people to be super stoked and hyped about the Battle to the Top expansion, that they made the all-rounder, to be honest, seriously overpowered in terms of stats compared to everyone else. They had way too much of every stats. I still recommend, when you're getting into the end game, to use one of 2 classes, either the 6-star all-rounder or the 6-star attacker, because it's just so damn powerful. HP 2800 right off the bat. Right off the bat, 252 stamina, which is a lot. I mean, compared to the 5-star collector, it's not that great. Yeah, I'm just gonna select them and level them up already. Now, I do have to say that they didn't properly create all of the classes equally, and I've done videos about it, I've complained about it, I think everyone's complained about it. So, upgrading your fighters from 1-star to 5-star, you'll see a noticeable increase in stats across the board depending on your class. All of their stats will just be improved when upgrading to the next tier. Now, they departed from that when they reached 6-star fighters, because I guess they were worried that players would become overpowered. For some reason, the developers of Let It Die are always worried about the player having too much power, because then they won't get deaths, and they won't get death medals purchased from their store. And I noticed specifically a class that a lot of people were excited to finally get a 6-star was the collector. Because imagine this, you've got a glorified gathering zone, and it's like a challenge, the 10 floors, 40 to 50 challenging area where you can find all this sweet upgrade materials. You want to bring back as much as you want, so you're tempted to make a 6-star collector, but they actually nerfed the hell out of they seriously decreased the proportional increase of most classes from 6-star onwards. Actually, I think 6-star is we still don't have 7-star. We've got 2 uncaps for 6-star, but we don't have a 7-star as of the time of recording this video. But yeah, if you look at the proportional increases with every new star of fighter, moving to 6-star a lot of classes were seriously underpowered. The all-rounder is proportionately correct, I think, in their increase of stats. But classes like the Collector, their stat increases... Do I have to show off all these blueprints? I may have to show all these off. Actually, first... what am I doing? I'm wasting time, can't. Well, when they finally released the Collector, and I'd finally unlocked the Collector, because doing those quests is not always easy, I noticed that the 6-star Collector had less maximum stamina when fully upgraded than, I believe, the 3-star Collector, which is absolutely ridiculous. They also have the same number of bag slots as the 5-star Collector, so really there's no reason to make the highest tier Collector, because they, like, the good stats of the Collector are not improved, which would be stamina and bag space. What is improved is health, strength and dexterity. So you still want to replace your old Collectors with the new ones, just because they have more survivability in the form of health. They have more killing power in the form of damaging stats, but they're important. Their most notable stats were not improved at all, which I consider a serious downgrade. Let's level this Joker up, shall we? Now, I'd usually kill them so I can harvest their mushrooms, but I'm just going to eat them because we're running low on time. I don't know how much you need. I forget how much golden beasts, maybe 4 or 5. I'm gonna check my other character quickly. Were we on a striker? Yeah, we were on a 5-star striker. That's how I reached floor 50, what, 6? 55? Well, that's how I reached the exit for first run of Battle to the Top. If you're struggling, I think a striker is a good balance. Actually, the first time, I don't know if I used an all-rounder or a striker. I really don't remember. But good decals to be using. I'm sure they'll have in a minute. And I only have a minute left. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. I'm gonna level up quickly. Okay, so leveling up. You can see our health jumping up like mad. 10,000 health there. Our strength, no, our stamina, 300. Strength. The strength you get with a 6-star all-rounder and the dex you get with a 6-star all-rounder, actually no, that's wrong. The strength you get with a 6-star all-rounder equals to the strength you get with a 5-star striker. So there's no point in keeping with a striker the moment you unlock the all-rounder. In fact, the moment you're ready to go to Battle to the Top, you should ditch your striker and use an all-rounder. It'll be much easier. And yeah, that's right, I forget. I wasn't on my striker, I was on my all-rounder from the very first time. Hold on, luck? Okay. Now, if you're just getting into Battle to the Top, I'd recommend 6-star all-rounder, like we have. Come on. Use 2 DOD increasing defense decals. Use DIY Enthusiast Premium, non-premium. Use Vampire if you have it. And then use... use Giant Killer. That increases damage to enemies 5 levels higher than you. And while leveling up your stats, leave 1 stat under-leveled. If you're melee, make Dex under-leveled. Well, that's it. Out of time. Take care. See you next time.